Paid the Cost TV, reppin' 313. Your host, Louis Automatic, reporting live from the D. What up, though? It's your man, Louis Automatic, checking in from Paid the Cost TV, your latest home of sports, music, politics, relationships, personal development. We got it all covered, man. Paid the Cost TV. Stay tuned in to us, how we're tuned in to you. We in here. We in here. Yeah. Paid the Cost TV. It's your man Louis Automatic back up in this thing. Yes, I've been told I have to lay back on the cursing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying. This is gonna be I can't lie. This can't be a family friendly show right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hold back on the intro, but you know what I'm saying. Paid the Cost TV. It's your man Louis Automatic. We back again with a very special impromptu episode because there's been a lot of happenings behind the scenes, some big things in the works. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be seeing me on the big screen real soon. Shout out to my dog Gil. You feel me? Build My Way Media. But 1 second. Science, excuse me, it's that weather. But what I want to do, I want to talk about this whole Katt Williams event. That's the best way to describe it. It's an event. This has been this is the most epic interview in recent comedy history. I've never seen an interview go up quite like this. I remember Kanye had a very controversial interview, and obviously that led to a lot of bad things. There was like a snowball effect with Kanye. That was like the last big interview that I remember. But this Katt Williams thing is kind of different, like, because I feel like this is a interview that's kind of shaking up Black Hollywood in a way that a lot of people have touched on it, but I don't think people have quite dived into it now. I know nobody's been living under a rock. Well, if you have, Katt Williams did about a 2 hour and 46 minute interview with Shannon Sharpe that basically has basically set the comedy world on fire. It's really set Black America on fire because you can't get on social media without seeing a meme about it. But ultimately, Katt Williams, and he got to it straight out the gate. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know what I'm saying, as Wack 100 would say, straight to it, no talking. You feel me? But he got straight to it, and he was talking though. You feel me? He got straight to it, and you know what I'm saying, he was with the smoke though. 22 million views, a million views, and like it was so quick. I mean, this thing had 100,000 people watching on live. I mean, he got straight to it. I think he cut into what did he cut into first? Was it Ricky Smiley? I think he cut into Ricky Smiley first about Ricky going on to Shannon's program Club Shay Shay and saying basically that he should have had Money Mike's role. And I mean, let's just go down the line. I mean, he talked about Cedric the Entertainer, Ricky Smiley, Ludacris, even Ice Cube had to give a response. Steve Harvey, Earthquake, Chris Tucker, Michael Blackston, Kevin Hart. Now, obviously, Katt Williams and Kevin Hart, you know what I'm saying, they're two little guys, so they've been had their back and forth going on for a while. But as far as with Katt, I mean, just like, it's like Katt, he's enigmatic. You know what I'm saying? It's like his personality, his energy, his demeanor, and like I learned something, right? See, Katt, here's a secret about Katt that I don't think too many people was hip to. Katt said that in 5th grade, he was the same size he is now. So we always look at Katt as like a guy having like a little man complex or like a Napoleon complex. But in actuality, right, as someone who was actually, as he would say, one of the bigger guys in elementary school, I remember elementary school, that's when we was finding out who was who. Like elementary school, that's when you first learned how to play pick 'em up, mess 'em up. That's when we was first playing tackle football. You know what I'm saying? Pee Wee, Pop Warner. I remember at McDowell, the playground I grew up in Detroit, we had a gravel playground. So it's like, just to go outside and during recess, you had to have heart because you knew you was coming in, your shirt was gonna be dusty. You know what I'm saying? Might have a couple cuts and scrapes and you know what I'm saying? So Like, for him to be one of the bigger guys, that kind of explains his personality today because, everybody look at Cat like, what I'm saying? He's so small, but why is his personality so big? Well, very likely he could have been a bully in elementary school. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying, quite possibly be the case. He was quite possibly like the first person getting picked. You know what I'm saying? When it's time to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? They picking, well, I don't know his real name, but they picking him. And they picking Katt Williams. You know what I'm saying? He's 5'5" in the fifth fucking grade. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's probably the first to get picked for football, wide receiver, quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Playing baseball, basketball. You feel me? He was probably like, you know what I'm saying, a smart guy. So he's one of the top students, and he's one of the bigger people. So that tends to a big personality. So I feel like, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of everybody else having a growth spurt, that just adds on the added layer of, you know what I'm saying, personality, you know what I'm saying, or just feeling like he had to conquer, you know what I'm saying. That's the personality shift to go from being one of the big guys to now the rest of your life being a little guy. It's like that big period didn't exist to nobody but you in your mind, you feel me? Don't nobody even really remember back when you used to be a tall guy. So, except the person you probably used to bully or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Cedric, he said Cedric wasn't funny, and that kind of hurt my heart because I thought Cedric was hilarious. Now, it's interesting that he would say Cedric took his joke, and there's another comedian by the name of Scruncho who said that Cedric took his joke, and both those jokes was used on the King of Comedy. So that's messed up because, like, when you actually see it, and like, here's the genius about comedy though. And I have a book called Still Like an Artist. So I understand the idea of seeing something and reworking it and changing it, but it's like the foundation was already laid, right? So you can just see how Cat was leaning in the car, Sid was leaning in the car too. Now, I can't lie, Sid probably enhanced the joke and made it funny, but I didn't get to see Cat's original joke. See, Cat is such a great comedian that even at that joke in the stages when Cat was doing it, it could have been genius on its own. Now, on a side note, I'm not even gonna get it. I'll make the Corey Holcomb note on the side because Corey said something interesting. So he talked about Cedric. How so he said some bad things about Cedric. You know what I'm saying? Said he talked about his weight or whatever. But he's a comedian, so like I said, Cat, he's viewed as incendiary. But that kind of leads to the Dave Chappelle comparison because as Chappelle walked away from all that money, they said that you'll be considered crazy before your plane lands. And if you look at Cat, it's kind of how like they, I'll just skip down a little bit, but if you look at how they kind of point him out to be the villain, you feel me? That kind of makes me feel like he falls into that same narrative as Chappelle. It's like, okay, they can't control you, so you're crazy, and it does kind of give me a boys club vibe of how everybody just kind of says, well, it's all love, but Cat is going through some things, so it's kind of like, like I said, it's just a boys club, go along and get along kind of thing, where it's kind of like, that in order to get the money, if you in the industry, you kind of got to like play by certain rules, you feel me? That's why they say, oh, he knows how to play the game, or he plays the game really well. Well, Cat doesn't necessarily play the game because he has the independent game. Shout out to JT, the bigger figure, but he understands the independent game. And like Cat said, he can sell out a show just on word of mouth. And that's some real shit because Cat is a street comedian. Like, people forget, Cat dissed the Young Guns back when the Young Guns was on Rockefeller, and they had the I think it wasn't the first album, but I think they had the Set It Off single with Swiss Beats. I think Katt Williams dissed them on their own beat. People forget Katt Williams. Hold on. Yeah, people forget Katt Williams. He got a chain from Cameron. Cameron gave Katt Williams a chain on his own comedy special. So Katt Williams, his comedy does, for lack of a better term, hit different. It does connect different with the people. Like, I ain't never seen a real rapper, like, incredible rapper get on the stage during the prime of his career and give a comedian a chain and be like, yeah, Cat down with Dipset type shit. You feel me? Like, Cat was the streets comedian. So it's like his energy gonna be different. Like, he just coming from a different place. You feel me? Like, I can't really describe it. It's an intangible. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes him Katt Williams. You feel me? That's why they say that he could sell out a show and don't even need to promote it. I'm from Detroit. I remember that comedy special with him versus Steve Harvey. Like, I just remember like the reverb, like it was like an earthquake, and I just felt the reverberations the next morning because I wasn't there. Like, it was a New Year's Eve joint. I was still kind of young, but we heard about it the next day on the radio. That was for damn show. And Steve Harvey ain't, respectfully, I respect Steve Harvey, but he ain't did comedy since. At least not on no stand up type stage. I saw it's interesting because I saw Ricky Smiley live not too long ago. He was on a bill with it was Bill Bellamy, Ricky Smiley. It's not. It wasn't knockdown, drag him out funny. He was cursing a little bit, which surprised me. But like I said, I saw Corey like probably like a month before that, and Corey was knocked down, drag him out funny. Ludacris. Here's the thing. He said something about Ludacris and the Illuminati. Ludacris got back in the booth. Like I said, everybody who he pretty much mentioned, like Michael Blackstone, he did an interview. He made a post on Instagram. Then he did an interview with Cam Capone, Kevin Hart. I mean, like I said, the back and forth between he and Kevin Hart, that's long standing. So Kevin Hart actually responded on NBA, like during watching the NBA game. I guess he does something with TNT where he responds or he does commentary during the game. So then they took some shots at Katt, but nobody really addressed what he said about them. They just kind of made light about, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, he said he was super smart, but nobody ever heard about it. You know, like that, those type of things. But you know, geniuses in the hood are very rarely recognized, especially back in them days. But whatever. Ice Cube, like I said, Ice Cube did a response. He pretty much said that Katt was on point with. He didn't give a percentage, but he said most of the stuff Katt said was on point. A few things was kind of like he said that. Well, here's the thing. Ricky Smiley said that Money Mike was supposed to be him. And then Katt Williams said, obviously, that's not supposed to be true. But what Ice Cube said was that Ricky Smiley read for Money Mike. And obviously, they felt that he should have been better off as a Santa Claus. And then Katt Williams, obviously, I think Katt Williams said he was number, 200 or something? So, yeah, obviously, a lot of people read for that role. But once it was determined who was going to be who, I'm pretty sure that never switched. So, like Earthquake, he's hilarious. He even Katt admitted Earthquake is hilarious. He said Earthquake wasn't a star. I don't know. Here's the whole thing. You know, Cedric, Ricky, well, Ludacris, he's a star in music and in film. Well, he hit that Fast and Furious lick. Ice Cube, obviously. Steve Harvey, he's done well for himself. Extremely well for himself. Earthquake, hella respect. He's done well for himself. Chris Tucker, Michael Blackstone, Kevin Hart, all these are successful black men. But you have to understand, with black people in Hollywood, it's always going to be kind of, it's a hard game. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't designed for us, and it's not designed for us to win. It's not even designed for the white people to win for real, for the most part. I mean, you probably got it easier than some black people. But like you just saw Taraji P. Henson talking about like unfair wages, Terrence Howard, even though he was getting, I mean, when you look at the number that he got paid, you would think it's a lot, but when you look at it compared to his competitors or his peers who probably might have been on his level, he probably might have been doing better than them, he wasn't getting equal pay. So it's about equal pay in Hollywood. We had to stop looking at, well, yeah, you making $1 million, so you shouldn't be complaining. Well, it's peanuts compared to what they're worth and what their contemporaries are getting. So I feel like that's where the real problem lies. But what I wanted to talk about for real is, what does this mean for Hollywood? Oh yeah, what he said about Chris Tucker, I'm not even gonna speak on it. But what does this mean for Hollywood? Because as you've seen, everybody's had to respond. I think the reverberations of this interview is just as powerful as the Will Smith slap. Make sure my lips ain't chat. I think the reverberations, this interview is just as powerful as the Will Smith slap, because it affects so many more people. Like, yeah, the Will Smith smack, it banned him from the Oscars for 10 years. But with this right here, it's made A-list celebrities have to respond on big platforms. And it's like, it affects the way the public looks at these people. Now think about it. If you affect the way the public looks at certain celebrities, that affects the way certain promoters might choose, or certain people might choose to engage with them as far as their business, because it hurts their brand. You feel me? If Katt Williams can do 22 million views in like 3 days, you know what I'm saying? Basically saying saying unflattering stuff about these celebrities, and the people are like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we ride with Katt. Well, then that affects their bottom line, because that affects their perception and their image and how people look at them. So Katt is actually hurting people's business. You feel me? So that's why whoa, this is a very pivotal interview. And a part of you kind of worries for his safety, just because you know that well, it's a couple of things. I mean, not to try to get too spooky or conspiracy like, but you know, like even when And shout out to Ludacris. I'm sure Ludacris don't mean no actual physical harm when you say like check the temperature, you feel me? But then that's like checking somebody's pulse, you feel me? So what is you saying? Then when it's kind of like when everybody's saying like, because regardless of what somebody's image is, I mean, we all dudes from the hood, we all niggas from the hood or whatever. So it's kind of like when everybody from the hood, but everybody just like, you know what, it's all love. And when you know it ain't all love, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody saying it's all love, it's all good. But you got niggas from St. Louis, Philly, Birmingham, Alabama. These niggas be from the hood. You feel me? So it's like I know that hood is still in you. So it's kind of like a nigga like not trying to cast any bad aspersions on a nigga, but when a nigga say it's all love, when you know it ain't all love, that just make my caution flag go up. But that's just me. So yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of ramifications. This is like, it's interesting to see what's going to go forward. Now, what interesting, I made this note about Corey Holcomb. Now, Corey was on the interview with somebody, and he said that Katt stole JB Smooth joke. And when you look at what happened, it's the premise of, it's a song. I forgot the name of the song, but it's a well-known song. A lot of people sampled it. You know what I'm saying? It escapes me right now. I should have did that research. But JB Smooth came out to a beat, and like the beat was fly. He was like, man, you can do anything to this beat. And then he just like, man, like a crippled man could walk to this beat. A woman could like be at the welfare office to this beat. Superman could fly to this beat. And everybody, you know, Def Jam crowd be live as hell. So then Katt basically did the same thing for his first special. And that's what Corey was saying. Katt did the same thing when Katt came out. He came out to the Rick Ross Hustling. And he was like, it was like the same kind of premise. You feel me? You could do anything to this song. Now, obviously, Katt bumped it up for the 2006 update. You feel me? But it's interesting, man. This comedy thing is about stealing like an artist. I feel like it's about taking somebody's shit and reworking it. Let me stop. It's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. But that's a part of it. It's an element. That's the element that you have to deal with, just like in the streets. The streets ain't all about getting money. You feel me? It's about dealing with some other shit that come with it. There's pros and cons to this shit. And I think it was another point I wanted to make just now, but it escapes me at this moment. So yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap it up right there. But yeah, man, this nigga Katt, man, he done set the world on fire, bro, with this comedy world, man. Oh yeah, and like a shout out to my dog T Wells Comedy. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, you know what I'm saying, we gonna be at the spot with my dog Timo. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying, shout out to Goldie. Shout out to Pay the Cost. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Build My Way Media. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna have to leave it like that. What up, though, my people? It's your man, Louis Automatic. And what I want to do is take the time to thank you for being my loyal fans. And if you haven't, go ahead and hit that subscribe button up top. And make sure you hit the link for notifications to be made aware anytime I drop some new content on this channel. Now, if you don't know, it's a lot of big things popping on this channel, man. We're going to be talking about sports, music, history, politics, sex, oh man, all the way down to personal development, man. It's gonna be crazy. We're gonna have people up here talking about how to start your business, comedians, we're gonna be doing all type of interviews, man. It's gonna be what's up. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you follow us on Instagram at Pay the Cost TV. You can also follow me, your man Louis Automatic, on Instagram at Louis Automatic, Facebook Louis Automatic, Twitter Louis Automatic, and TikTok at Louis Automatic. So it's Pay the Cost TV. We signing out. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we gonna handle it just like that.